This I Believe by Terry Lee O'Connell. I believe in kindness. I believe that kindness can help disarm dangerous enemies, and I believe that kindness can be used to disarm violence. I believe that kindness can make things better. In my life, kindness has been there to heal a lot of wounds. When I have practiced kindness, no matter how angry or upset or vengeful I felt, it was behaving in a kind manner that resolved the situation better, faster, easier, with a lot less to fix later. There are 10 steps from psychologytoday.com that I like to adapt for practicing kindness, although these steps are to stop the process of yelling. In doing research, Livestrong.com, Psychology Today, both cite anger and yelling as a form of violence, especially when it goes on too long and too far and when it's directed at children. Children who have experienced abuse through yelling or have experienced long-term yelling end up with concentration issues, tend to be more fearful, lower self-esteem, and tend to be more aggressive. Being yelled at can be compared to physical abuse. And when you think about it, when somebody's yelling at you, they don't seem like a friend or somebody who's there to help you. They seem like an enemy. Most people feel threatened. So instead of yelling, maybe there's a kinder way to deal with things. And these 10 steps might be a clue as to how to practice kindness, or in ways in which to be kind, instead of letting your anger and your fear and your disappointment take over you. The first step is to commit to using a respectful voice. Makes sense, right? I mean, if you're not being snide or sarcastic, and you're being respectful, then other people will feel respected. And usually when they feel respected, they're more inclined to give you that respect. Step 2, manage your own emotions. Easier said than done, right? Some of us feel like our emotions are very justified, and they might be. But you have to come to accept your own emotions in order to be able to control how you react to them. It's not a matter of controlling your emotions, but controlling what you do with them and how you behave. When you practice managing your own emotions, you give other people the opportunity to accept and manage their own by your example. Don't you want to be a good example? Step 3, each person is individual. Or kids will be kids, according to Psychology Today. In this example, it is best to recognize that everybody is going through their own personal issues. Everybody's struggling and learning, figuring out what limitations they have in life. Everybody's doing their own thing. And to be able to recognize that not everybody is on the same level as you are gives you the opportunity to have lower expectations and a higher level of acceptance. Step 4, release resentments. I think this is one of the most important things to being kind. When you let all of these negative feelings about the world or yourself or what's going on between you and somebody else overwhelm you and just build, it's kind of like kindling to a fire. You don't feel right. You get angry easier. You allow yourself to be frustrated over none of these things that can be solved right now. Maybe even holding on to things that can never be solved. in this situation, it's best to take care of yourself. And you can take care of yourself by finding a way to let go of the resentments, by preventing yourself from getting worked up and letting an issue over somebody leaving their cup on the table or somebody cutting in front of you in traffic impact your relationship with somebody over dinner. Step 5. Offer empathy when emotion is expressed. Similar to letting people be their own individual. By offering empathy when emotion is expressed, you're allowing somebody to accept their own emotions, and you're showing that you really do care. Which oftentimes when we get angry and frustrated enough to get angry and yell, we stop being kind, but it doesn't mean that we've stopped caring. Sometimes it's because we care that we feel motivated to get angry. Not everybody can perfectly manage their own emotions. So by empathizing, you're giving them the opportunity to cope with their own emotions. And maybe it'll teach you something about dealing with your own. Step 6. Stay connected and look from their perspective. See things the way somebody else sees them. Imagine what they might be going through. Even when you're setting limits, if someone believes that you're on their side because you can see from their perspective or because you're connected, they're more willing to listen to what you have to say. If you're angry and yelling because you just don't think they're going to take your advice or you just don't think they're listening to you, maybe it's time to listen to them. Step 7. When you get angry, stop. Take the time to be quiet. Take some time to yourself. Take a deep breath and refrain from making any decisions or taking any actions while you are angry. You're not from a calm place. You're not acting with kindness. You're likely to say things that you don't mean to say or do things that you don't mean to do. And when you put yourself in that position, you're hurting yourself just as much as you're hurting them. Step 8. Breathe. And notice your own feelings. Maybe beneath all that anger, you're just disappointed or scared or frustrated. Go take time for yourself, remove yourself from the situation, splash water on your face, and take the time to calm down and consider what you're dealing with on the inside before you approach the situation again. Step 9. I really like this one. Find your own wisdom. When you have reached a calmer place, imagine that your inner guide who sees things objectively and wants the best for everyone in the situation, sitting right there on your shoulder, a little angel, if you will. Tap into that wisdom. You know how to handle this situation so that it's good for both of you, so that neither of you have to hurt as much as you are hurting. After you've calmed down and you've listened to your inner guide, ask yourself, what would be the better path? Or ask this guide, what is a better solution? Maybe you don't have to win.